Well, my life has been something that I call a journey. I'm only 19, and I've experienced things that never thought were possible in my life. Grew up in the church, went every Sunday, every Wednesday, every Sunday night, and you think that you have your family together and that everything's okay, but it's like when you're that young at 14, things are different. I remember sitting in my living room with my parents. We were watching one of my favorite movies, actually, and the phone started to ring. And so my dad, he goes in his room and answers it. He was on the phone for a good 15 minutes, and then my mom goes in the room, and she asked him, she's like, "Who was that?" And he said, "It was a woman that I cheated on you with, and I want a divorce." I couldn't grasp that. Hearing that, just sitting in the living room, I'm just shaking. My hands are shaking. My brain is going through a million different thoughts. And I feel so like, I don't even know how I feel. Such an emotional feeling. I couldn't even listen. I had to walk out of that room and just go outside and just text everyone that I knew, because I was so young. I didn't know what to do. I was like calling everyone, like my family getting split up. I don't know what to do. I don't know what's going on. And so I walk in the house, and my dad, he's standing right in front of me, and he said, "Sarah, what do you want me to do?" And I was so emotionally hurt and lost that I just said, "You know what? Just leave. Get out. Don't come back." And that moment he left, and my mom, she just fell right on my shoulders. And ever since that day, I just learned to, try to see life in a different perspective, especially about like love and relationships and friendships even, holding on to those memories, with my parents and stuff. But like, I think it happened for a reason, but it definitely changed my life for sure. After the divorce, something more unexpected happened. Me and my mom, we got our own apartment, and she started getting into this job that it was over the computer, and it was something that I was definitely very fishy about, but she got into it, and it was secret shopping, she was told. And she would spend all of her time on the computer, and then she would travel. And then one day, I was home by myself. That morning, I called her, and I asked if, like, "Mom, can I order a pizza?" And she said, "Sure." So she gave me her debit card information and all the information. And then it was about maybe 4 o'clock. I was expecting her to come home that night. And it was funny. I swear God was speaking to me, because I remember cleaning up the house, and I tried to call my mom. No answer. Mind you, she always answers my calls. Then as I pick something up off the floor, and then I look up, and there's a picture of my mom. There's a picture of me and my mom that I put up, and I'm just staring at it. So I call her again, and then all I get is some lady answered the phone, and she's like, "How are you related to Nancy Mckenzie?" And I'm just like, "That's my mom. I'm her daughter." And they didn't believe me, so they gave me this phone number to call her from, and then it was the police station. Man, that was like the worst. Just hearing my mom cry unbearably, like something I couldn't even imagine her, the way she talked, I couldn't imagine her talking like that. And she was just so upset. She's like, "Sarah, I'm in jail. I don't know what to do. I don't know when I'm coming home." She was in New York. I was in Massachusetts. And basically my life ended that day. No idea what was going to happen. We had this apartment together. I was only like 17 at the time. I had no idea what to do and who to contact, but my brother showed up. I guess she called him before I even talked to her, and he said, "Get your stuff, we're leaving." I had to pack up my whole life in like 5 minutes. All my clothes, my camera, my laptop, everything that I owned, it had to be gone. And I had to just throw in my brother's truck and just go to his house. A week before I started my senior year, actually. And just imagine going to school, knowing that you basically are homeless, and your mom's like 4 hours away in a cell, and you can't contact her at all, only through letters. I had to move into my brother's house. It was the first day of school, and I told him, I don't want to go to school. I don't want to be around everyone. I am so lost right now. I don't know what God is doing, and honestly, I had no faith at all at that point, because I was basically homeless and going to school, and I did not want to be around these people. How do you explain that to someone? My mom's in jail. Like, my mom was the person that was always like at my school events, my church events and stuff. It's like, my mom was so innocent, but she was in jail. Ever since then, it was like the hardest thing ever. So I bounced from house to house. I at least moved 9 times that year. I was with my brother, then I moved to my dad's, and then my dad got me in this program where families take in kids who parents can't take care of them and stuff. My dad didn't have enough room in his home, and I understood, and there was a lot of complications with us anyways, but so I lived with his family, the Revisas. They were such a blessing. They went to my church. I didn't really know them until I moved in, but they showed me like just the love of God and just to be peaceful and happy. And, you know, even though my mom is going through a rough time, that, you know, things are going to change for me. So I go out, and she said a friend of my mother's was here. Mind you, that previous week, I didn't hear anything from my mom. She would always send me a letter or two, but I didn't hear anything. Like, I had no idea what was going on. So I go to the front and see her friend there, and I'm like, hi. So I was like, okay, why are you here? And she tells me, she's like, I need to tell you something about your mom. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? Like, I thought she died or something. And I go in the other room, and I turn around, and my mom's standing right there. It was like the best moment of my life. Like, I got to hug her and just hold her and tell her, I was like, Mom, I love you, and I'm glad you're here. And it was such an amazing thing to see her. We're just doing a lot better than before, but God's definitely showed me that just to keep my faith and to not give up, because, you know, I've been homeless. You know, I'm finally on my feet. I have my own job. I can't thank God enough. I don't know where I'd be without God at all. He totally saved my life.